I'm Dan. I work in the investment solutions team of asset management, and I'm responsible for investment communications and content.
I'm Lisa. I look after internal communications for wealth management.
I'm Chris. I'm a director within group operations, and I manage the regulatory transaction reporting team.
My name's Rebecca. I work in the compliance and operational risk function in London, specialising in monitoring and surveillance.
I am Mani, a business analyst in Risk Strategic Change team within Market Risk, in charge of Murex onboarding program for the bank.
I'm Jo. I'm a portfolio liaison. I work with the portfolio manager for the investment bank. I'm essentially his early warning system for the governance of the change portfolio.
Outside of work, I spend a lot of time with my family. I've been married for over 5 years. We've got a baby boy who's 1. He keeps us pretty busy, keeps us entertained.
I am a husband, dad of 2 children, and avid quizzer, and practice heartfulness meditation for the last 17 years.
I've been very happily married for 22 years to the wonderful Rach. I've got 2 amazing teenage daughters who keep me very busy at the weekends as their unpaid taxi driver and source of funding.
I've been married for just over 13 years to my husband Paul. We are avid scuba divers, and I've dived all over the world, and I spend a lot of time in the gym.
I come from quite a large family in the north of England, but I've lived in London for about 19 years. I very much enjoy keeping fit, particularly outside, and I spend a lot of time in the gym.
My family is a unit of 3. My husband Dave, my son Michael, and me. My son has schizoaffective disorder, which is schizophrenia with an element of bipolar. This story is about his trials and his battles and how we've got through that.
I've suffered from depression for most of my adult life, sometimes severely, and I had a spell in hospital 10 years ago. It's taken me a long time to realise that depression is not something to be embarrassed or ashamed about, and also to realise how important talking about it really is.
I have bipolar affective disorder type 2.
I was first diagnosed with a mental health concern when I was 9. Since then, I've dealt with anxiety, depression and OCD.
18 months ago, I was diagnosed with anxiety, though now that I understand a lot more about it, it's probably something I've lived with for considerably longer.
From my early 20s, I suffered with panic attacks. They would tend to happen when I was in an enclosed space, so being on the underground, being on a plane would tend to trigger them. But unfortunately in 2004, they went up a level. I was in work on the Friday. By the following Thursday, I'd had a breakdown and had been hospitalised.
UBS has been a great support in helping us through this journey. Flexible working hours has been key to enable me to carry on working whilst fitting hospital appointments, unexpected little trials and tribulations that pop up in everyday working life.
That initial conversation with my line manager was extremely important and helped reassure me that the support was there both from her and within the firm.
Since I've been at UBS, the one time that I felt really low, I felt very supported by colleagues, both by my line manager in Hong Kong at the time and by my senior colleagues in London in particular.
My practice of meditation and having a firm and a boss who's not worried about input and effort, but rather insistent upon output and impact has helped me manage my condition.
Having a supportive work environment really does make the difference between surviving and thriving at work. In a previous company, my line manager told me he didn't believe in depression. My current team, especially my line manager, have provided nothing but support.
It was 4 months before I was able to start to return to work, and I was scared about what people might think. Would I still have a job? Would people treat me differently after what had happened? But what I actually found was an enormous amount of understanding and support from not only my colleagues but also the senior management team within my area, and they really gave me the time and the space that I needed to help get myself back to work again.
I'm talking about my challenges today in the hope that other people find it easier to talk about their challenges tomorrow.
I'm Rebecca, and this is me.
I am Mani, and this is me.
I'm Chris, and this is me.
I'm Lisa, and this is me.
I'm Dan, and this is me.
I'm Jo, and this is me.